At dawn, the pond looks asleep. Mist drifts over the black water. Reeds stand still along the edge. The surface barely moves. A line of ducks floats quietly near the bank, their bodies tucked into soft feathers. Everything seems peaceful. But one duck is doing something impossible. One eye is open. The other is closed. From the outside, it looks strange, almost unreal. Is the duck awake, or is it asleep? The answer is both. Half of its brain is resting. The other half is still alert. One side lets go. The other side keeps watch. Scientists call this unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. It means that one hemisphere of the brain can enter deep, slow sleep while the other hemisphere remains more awake and responsive to the world. This is not fake sleep. This is real sleep on one side, and real vigilance on the other. A predator may move behind the reeds. A fox may step toward the shore. A raccoon may slip through the dark edge of the pond. For a duck, sleep cannot mean total surrender. Danger never fully sleeps. So the brain divides the night. One hemisphere drops into slow waves. The other remains ready. The open eye is not random. In birds, each eye connects strongly with the opposite side of the brain. If the right eye is open, the left hemisphere is more active. If the left eye is open, the right hemisphere stays more alert. The eye reveals the hemisphere. The closed eye follows the sleeping side. The open eye feeds the waking side. One skull carries two states. The proof lives in brainwaves. In sleep, brain activity slows into larger, deeper rhythms. Slow-wave sleep may fall around 0.5 to 4 Hz. Alert activity is faster, often rising above 15 Hz. On AHA, the difference looks dramatic. One side shows tall, slow waves. The other side flickers with faster waking signals. Sleep and wake share the same skull. That is the miracle. The duck does not need to choose between rest and survival. It chooses both, but imperfectly. It rests enough to recover and stays awake enough to notice danger. Rest and vigilance share one body. But this strategy becomes even more interesting in groups. Look at a row of ducks resting along the pond. The middle birds may close both eyes and sleep more deeply. They are protected by neighbors on both sides. Their risk is lower. But the edge birds face the outside world. They often keep the outer eye open. One duck watches the left bank. Another duck on the opposite edge watches the right. The pattern flips depending on position. This is called the edge effect. The line of ducks becomes a living defense system. The middle carries the rest. The edges carry the risk. If a predator appears, the open-eyed duck can react first. It lifts its head. The movement spreads. Other ducks shift, wake, and prepare to flee. One watcher can save many. Sleep becomes collective protection. Safety is not individual. It is social. But half-brain sleep has a cost. Vigilance steals restoration. A duck sleeping with one hemisphere awake is not recovering as deeply as a duck sleeping with both eyes closed and both hemispheres in slow wave rest. Full sleep allows the brain and body to repair more completely. So birds do not use half-brain sleep all the time. They use it when danger demands it. When risk rises, vigilance increases. When safety rises, deeper sleep becomes possible. Move outward in the group, and sleep changes. Move inward, and the brain can let go. This is not laziness. This is biological strategy. Sleep is not a single switch. It is a negotiation. And the most extreme version may happen in the sky. Above the open ocean, a great frigatebird soars for days, sometimes weeks. Beneath it, there is no bed, no branch, no island, no safe place to land. The sea offers nothing but waves. A frigatebird cannot simply sleep like a land bird. It cannot drop into the ocean. It cannot stop flying when the body gets tired. So researchers attached tiny brain recorders and discovered something astonishing. Frigatebirds can sleep while flying. Not long, comfortable sleep. Not deep, peaceful rest. Tiny fragments. Sometimes only seconds at a time. As the bird rides rising air currents, it may enter brief episodes of sleep. One hemisphere can slow down, while the other continues monitoring flight. The bird may circle in a thermal, wings extended, stealing a few seconds of rest while still held by the air. Climb awake. Glide asleep. Rest is inserted between decisions. This is survival multitasking at altitude. The ocean below remains lethal, so sleep becomes microscopic. A few seconds of slow waves. Then back to control. A blink becomes a nap. The horizon remains monitored. And yet, flight sleep remains surprisingly limited. On land, frigatebirds can sleep much more deeply and for longer periods. Safe ground allows both hemispheres to recover. Flight sleep is emergency sleep. Useful, but not perfect. Because full restoration still matters. Bodies need repair. Brains need deeper cleanup. Muscles need recovery. Memory and nervous systems need time to reset. Unihemispheric sleep is a brilliant compromise, but it does not replace the value of complete rest. It buys survival when complete rest is too dangerous. Even humans may carry a faint echo of this idea. You know the feeling. You sleep in a hotel room, an unfamiliar house, or a strange place. The bed is soft. The room is quiet. But your sleep is lighter than usual. A sound in the hallway wakes you. A strange creak pulls you toward consciousness. Researchers have found that human brains can show a kind of first-night effect, where one side may remain slightly more vigilant in an unfamiliar environment. It is not true unihemispheric sleep like a duck. We cannot half sleep with one eye open in the same way. But the resemblance is haunting. A weaker echo. A night watch. By the second night, the room feels safer. The brain quiets. Sleep deepens. Familiarity permits rest. Danger shapes the sleeping brain. For birds, the truth becomes sharper and more visible. A duck floating on a pond can rest without fully surrendering. A frigatebird above the ocean can steal seconds of sleep while still flying. A row of ducks can distribute risk across the group. An edge bird can keep one eye open, while the center sleeps more deeply. Nature has turned sleep into flexible engineering. One eye scans the unknown. One eye accepts darkness. One hemisphere rests. The opposite side watches. The brain is not a single switch. It is more like a control room with two operators. One side powers down the lights. The other keeps watching the monitors. If an alarm appears, both sides return. Half sleep cannot become half reaction. When danger comes, survival demands instant unity. The duck launches from the water. The flock rises. The brain reunites in crisis. Then, when calm returns, rest resumes. The sentinel opens the outer eye again. The center bird closes both eyes. The night is divided by risk. This changes how we think about sleep. Sleep is not simply the absence of wakefulness. It can be shaped by danger, position, trust, environment, and social life. In birds, sleep becomes flexible. On water, it buys safety. In the sky, it buys time. In groups, it becomes shared protection. In unfamiliar places, even humans may feel a faint memory of the same ancient rule. Rest. But listen. The pond brightens with sunrise. The ducks begin to preen. The watchers survived. The sleepers return to motion. The edge bird stretches its wings. Ordinary again. As if nothing extraordinary happened. Far away, a frigatebird lands on a cliff. After days over the ocean, now both hemispheres can recover. Safe ground changes the brain. Back on the pond, one duck floats in the golden morning light. Its eye reflects the sunrise. The secret remains hidden beneath feathers, brain waves, and still water. It can rest without surrender. It can watch without fully waking. It can divide the night inside its own mind. Half-brain sleep is real sleep. One hemisphere rests. The opposite eye watches. And danger controls the balance. Nature's multitasking is not convenience. It is survival engineering. When safe, even sentinels rest. But when the world is uncertain, one eye may remain open. A silent guardian, half asleep, fully alive.